All right, welcome to week 5 of the half Ironman training plan. This week, we tried to get a better weekend this week. A few complications kind of turned that on its head. So we finished the week with 6 workouts, okay, which is not horrible. Got the big bike, the big run, a good swim, the longest swim of the training plan so far. So in those aspects, it was a good week. The rough aspects were Monday, Tuesday were 0 days, and that's not what you want to see. Monday, I think, is going to be a 0 day a lot of the time because that's a travel day. It's Monday, first day of the work week, and I'm on the road a lot on Mondays. So I think Mondays will end up being 0 days very, very often, which a lot of training plans you look up, there is a designated 0 day within that training plan. In my mind, kind of make that 0 day whatever day works best for you. You know what I mean? And for me, it turns out to be Mondays. Monday of this week was rough, and then Tuesday we actually missed a workout as well. So it was a rough start to the week. Now, following that, Wednesday got a 2-a-day, Thursday we got a bike in, Friday we got a swim, Saturday another 2-a-day. So we kind of made up for it afterwards in the rest of the week. But you don't like to start off your week with 2 zeros. All right, so let's jump to the calendar real quick, take a look at what exactly we did, and we can get to all of our workouts. Monday and Tuesday, 0 for 2. No workouts Monday or Tuesday, absolutely brutal start to the week. Following that, it gets a little bit better. We have Wednesday, we had a 5-mile run, followed up with a leg day, a tough day. That's a leg day directly after a run, especially a 5-mile faster run is really tough. Thursday, we had a bike. We had spent 1 hour on the Peloton. Friday, we had a 1750-yard swim. Saturday, we had a 30-mile bike, 27-mile bike, followed up with a 6-mile run. And then Sunday ended up being another 0 day. So there were 3 0 days. Ended up getting a little bit sick on the weekend. I'm actually filming this on Sunday right now, and I'm still trying to get over it. I'm just high on DayQuil all day long is how we're feeling. So, yeah, today we're missing a workout today because I want to get this sickness over and done with as quickly as possible. So now getting a workout in on Sunday. So all on the week, we had 2 bikes, 2 runs, 1 swim, and 1 lift. Again, the swims and lifts have got to get better. I think I've said this every single week that I've videoed, but every single week has been extremely busy so far. So if these are what our busy weeks look like, is 6 workouts per week on busy weeks, I'm excited for the weeks I work from home where I can really go hit it hard, So we've started off with a really, really rough schedule, but silver lining, this is the worst it gets. This is the most I travel. This is the most busy I'll be on weekends and things of that nature. So this is a worst case scenario is 6 workouts. That's awesome. That's honest to God great news, because then on weeks where it's best case scenario, we're getting 10 workouts in, right? So now then, with all of that being said, I'll quit yapping. We'll go ahead and jump to the Wednesday run. You guys can see what exactly we did. Wednesday, December 10th. I don't want to talk about it, dude. I don't want to talk about the fact that I didn't work out Monday or Tuesday. Travel days, long days. We did a lot of wedding planning and just very busy things on Monday, and then I was at plane. I was out of the house from essentially 9 a.m. till 9 p.m. on Tuesday. So it was just 2 rough days. Let's move on. You know what I mean? Let's just keep chugging here, right? Now, we're going to try and fix that with a 2-a-day today. I don't know if you can tell, the quality's probably not as good. I'm taking this video on my phone because I completely forgot my GoPro and stand and all the things at home. So I'm currently in Georgia. All that stuff is still in Dallas. So I'm not sure if I'll even be able to video the workout tonight because I have nowhere to put my phone. I'll try. We'll see what happens with the workout tonight, but don't be expecting much. So for now, it's a 5-mile run. This is our maintenance run, as we like to call it. So did 5 miles last week right after a bike. So I'm doing 5 miles, maintenance, keep the body moving, keep doing cardio throughout the week, keep the legs strong run on Wednesday, and then I'll do a big run on Saturday again. So there's going to be some road crossings and things of that nature. I'm thinking we just go back to the age-old walk once every mile and kind of take our walk break sometime during each and every mile except for the first one. That's kind of the plan for this run right now. Dude, it's week 4. I need to start doing the 80-20 workouts because everything's very just unstructured right now. And once I start doing the 80-20 stuff, it'll be a little bit more structured. I'll have more of an idea of what I should be doing every single day to be faster every single week. Whereas right now it's just kind of getting the miles in. And, I kind of hate that that's what it is right now, but that's where we're at. So we're just going to go get the miles in. Like I said, walk break probably once every mile. Take a video halfway through. Hopefully we see you guys tonight for the lift, but no promises again. let's go get this thing over with. All right, we are actually 3 miles in, and I haven't taken the first walk break yet. I started running, conditions are like perfect, like 60s and sunny, feels great, no wind. It's a little hillier than Dallas for sure, but I feel awesome. So I figure I just keep running, you know what I mean? And then I know there's one stoplight up here I'm gonna have to stop at and hit the button. So I get a little rest break there. But other than that, if I feel good, why not just keep moving, you know what I'm saying? All right. Well, hopefully we see you at the gym tonight. If not, we'll see you tomorrow for an indoor bike. Good shit, team. All right, really quickly, let's go over some specifics for this run because this is by far the best run we've had so far. As you can see up top, 5 miles exactly, 41:32, average of 8:18 per mile. This was fantastic. I felt great the entire run. Like I said at the beginning, I was planning on taking one walk break every single mile. But once I got started, I really just felt good and never ever felt like I needed a walk break and just felt like I could keep moving the entire time. Now, if you look at this map here, you can see blue is slower, green is kind of our average pace, and then red is going to be faster. So this is the only red over here. But the entire thing, it stays very relatively green, a couple small blues. You can see where there's some road crossings and all this right here, a lot of road crossings in there. But for the most part, it's green, which means I held almost the same pace throughout the entire thing. So that's very, very positive to see. We can take a look at the laps really quickly. Come down here. Lap 1, 8:39, 8:09, 7:42 with lap 3, 8:17, and then 8:42 for the final lap. All kind of around that same pace. You see the 8:42 and 7:42 are the biggest differences here. But beyond that, all around 8-minute miles almost the entire time. So this is exactly what I hope to see. You know, I felt really, really good. It's a very, very positive run. It's great to see that I can hold an 8-minute mile for 5 miles straight. And running when I'm not fresh off of the bike, it makes such a huge difference. And I'm starting to see that because a lot of my bigger runs have been directly after a bike. It's nice to get out there and have a 5-mile run with completely fresh legs. And I could feel the difference today. Now, I did not end up videoing anything at the gym this afternoon, but just so you guys can see what we did at the gym, just so you guys can see what exactly we did at the gym right after the run. Hitting legs directly after a run is not something I recommend doing. This is something that I did out of necessity because I missed the first 2 days of the week, and I really needed a lift. So we started off with some barbell split squat. We kept everything relatively light at 135 up to 185 pounds. Leg extensions, I don't know why it says body weight there. We did 220 pounds with leg extensions, leg extension machine. Banded hamstring curls, it was just hamstring curls, the machine. I'm not sure why Garmin wants to make it banded, but anyways. We did hamstring curls for 3 sets, and then calf raises for 3 sets, so it was just 4 movements. Like I said, all of it was fairly light, and nothing was hit very, very heavily or with too much volume because it was directly after a run. But it was enough to make me hurt the next morning, that's for sure. All right, with all that being said, let's get back to the video. We will see you guys tomorrow for our indoor bike. All right, we're gonna make this video super quick. I am on the bike on the Peloton for an hour ride today. As you guys can see, the whole thing is broken. I had someone tell me that wattage is the best thing to track whenever you're trying to increase your pace and get your speed up on the bike. And the entire thing is broken. So I can kind of know what the resistance is just because I've been doing the Peloton fairly often recently, but today we're just kind of going blind. So I'm trying to push myself a little bit, just make sure that it feels similar to what it's felt like the last 4 or 5 weeks I've been on the Peloton. But outside of that, we're not actually gonna know how far we've gone, what the cadence is, what the wattage is, or the resistance or anything like that. Just kind of guessing. Now, this is like the 3rd or 4th week in a row I've been on the Peloton bike instead of the real bike. Again, it's not quite as good, but you gotta do what you gotta do when you're on the road. So we're just gonna sit here for an hour, get a good hard workout in, make sure I'm sweating, make sure my heart rate's up. Right now we're in zone 2, so maybe try and stay in zone 2 for the rest of the workout, bump up to zone 3 towards the end. But outside of that, nothing crazy today. Now, tomorrow, hopefully we'll be going to get a swim in, followed by, of course, Saturday. Gotta get the bike, gotta get the big ride on Saturday. And maybe even another swim on Sunday. That'd be 2 swims, 2 bikes, 2 runs to finish out the week. That would be a huge way to finish this week out because I missed Monday and Tuesday. So it would be huge to get everything else the rest of the week, finish out the 2 workouts of everything, plus a couple lifts. could be a big week as long. I just have to stay disciplined the last few days of the week. We could crush this thing. All right, we're gonna go ahead and leave it there, honestly, because there's not much else to say whenever there's zero data to talk about. So like I said, we're just gonna push the rest of this way, finish out the hour, and then go grab some dinner. Better today than we were yesterday. We'll be better tomorrow than we are today. Shit, team. Friday, December 12th. Today we have a 1750 yard swim. So before anything else, let's go over what the swim's gonna look like today. I'm swimming in an indoor pool, found a gym nearby that has a pool, and I'm just gonna get a gym membership here because I'm sure you all saw last week, swimming outside sucks when it's like 50 something degrees in the water. It's very, very cold. So I'm gonna swim inside here. Whenever we start getting closer to race day, I'll start swimming outside again and get acclimated to the cold, because it may be, you know, low 60s in the water on race day. Depending on what the weather does in Dallas, I have no clue what's gonna happen with it. But, you know, it's mid-March, so I'm expecting low 60s in the water on race day. So whenever we get closer to race day, I'll start swimming outside more and more. You know, late February, early March, I'll get a few outdoor swims where the race will actually take place, get used to the cold, wear the sweatsuit I'm going to wear in the race, and make sure I'm fully prepared for that freezing cold water on race day. Today, we'll be swimming in the pool, and we're gonna do 1750. I like to have kind of a split or regiment set up for the swim. For some reason, the swim's a little bit more monotonous to me than the run or the bike. Like, I'm very okay going out for a run and saying, hey, I'm just gonna do whatever feels good today. You know, and you saw on Wednesday, I was able to go do 5 miles and say, hey, I feel really good today. I'm gonna try and be fast today and average 8 20-minute miles or whatever it was. With the swim, never ever am I swimming and I'm like, ooh, I feel good swimming right now, I'm gonna push. It's always like, this kind of sucks. You know, I don't feel like I want to be doing this right now. I'll just kind of cruise. You know, if I go into this pool without a plan, I'll just cruise and take it easy the whole time, because I'm never like, oh, it feels good to go fast right now. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know why. That's probably because that's probably because I was never a swimmer growing up. Like, the first time I started training for a triathlon was the first time I swam. I mean, obviously I knew how to swim, but that was the first time I swam laps and like tried to be fast. You know what I mean? So that's probably why my mindset is the way that it is with the water. But the plan for today with our 1750, we'll have 500 yards as a warm-up in zone 1. Okay, this is also the first time we're using zone 1 through zone 5 as a guide for our workout, which I'll start doing more at the run. I'll start doing more at the bike whenever I bike by myself. But this is the first time we're kind of using zone 1 through zone 5 as a guideline for our workout. So I'll go through what the workout will be. I'll touch on what zones are for a minute afterwards, just for those who don't know, and then we'll go ahead and get it done. So we'll have 500 yards in zone 1. We'll have 250 yards in zone 3, which is probably what race pace is going to be, is zone 3. And then I'll have 10 intervals of 50-yard zone 4s, okay? So I'll be in zone 4 for 1 lap and take like a 30-second rest, and then 1 lap in zone 4, 30-second rest. And I'll do that 10 times. And then I'll just have 250 yards left. We'll do a zone 1 cool down to end it all, and we'll be good to go. Now, really quickly, anything zone 1 or zone 2 is, I could go over the heart rates themselves. Well, look, zone 1 to zone 2 is kind of a recovery heart rate. It's a lower heart rate where your body is essentially recovering. That's what you do for warm-ups. That's what you do for cool downs. If you're running, it's a nice, light, easy jog that you could do forever, right? That's zone 1, zone 2. Zone 3 is a much more moderate pace. This is something that you can hold, but it's not nearly as easy. For me, it's a heart rate somewhere between 130 to 150. So it's a little bit of a higher heart rate. It's a good aerobic pace. And it's, yeah, great. This is where you want to do a lot of your runs, in my mind, is zone 3. That's kind of what I perceive as race pace, and something that you can hold, but you are pushing a little bit. Race pace for me is a mix of zone 3s and zone 4s. And so, yeah, so in the water, that's kind of going to be my race pace. I'll look for just over 2 minutes per 100 yards on my zone 3. I said heart rate 130 to 150 area. Zone 4 and zone 5. In the water, I find it's hard to differentiate a little bit between zone 4 and zone 5. Both of them are pushing very hard. Zone 5 is essentially a sprint. Zone 4 is just under that, if that makes sense. Where you're pushing very, very hard. It's not a pace that you can hold forever or very long. And then zone 5 is just an all-out sprint, everything you can give. You know, if we're equating it to running, how long can you sprint for? not that long. You know what I mean? That's zone 5. Zone 5 is pushing as hard as you can. For me, it's like a 190 heart rate, 180 to 190, whatever it is. I think my max heart rate is technically 193, 192. But I can get above that, I can promise you that. But that's the split for today. We have 500 zone 1, 250 zone 3, 10 sets of 50-yard zone 4s, and then 250 zone 1 to finish it off. So let's go ahead and get in there. I'm excited to be in a pool and in water that's not freezing cold, because every single swim so far for me has been outside in this training program. So I'm excited to get inside. And, oh fuck, did I forget my goggles? Please tell me I didn't forget my goggles. No, I have an old pair. I have an old pair of goggles. Oh, I forgot my nice goggles. That's all right, whatever, who cares? We're gonna go in there and get it done. Now, I'm taking way longer doing this intro than I wanted to. So let's go in, let's get the swim done. I'm ready to be finished up with it already. And then we're gonna go home, and Macy wants to watch Taylor Swift documentary. How many Taylor Swift documentaries are there? You know? I mean, I watched one that was just her concert, and now there's a documentary about her concert. Is that not the same thing? Well, it's gonna be different. But I can't wait for our Taylor Swift and wine night. Fuck yeah, let's go do it. I'm being a dick right now. All right, 1750. I'll try and take a video when I'm in there. We'll see if I can. Let's go get it done. Saturday, December 13th. It is time for the big day. It's time for the day that I feel gives the most, you get the most out of. Today's gonna be that 30-mile bike followed up with a 6-mile run. Now, if you recall, that 30-mile bike was actually a touch under 30 miles. But like I said, we're gonna stick with this group this week. And maybe next week we'll bump up to the 40. Maybe we stick with the 30 again next week. I'm not 100% sure yet. I'll have to go back and look at the spreadsheet and kind of figure that out. But yeah, we have the big brick day today. And I tell you what, it's tough to get out of bed for that. It sucks waking up at 6:45 on a Saturday being like, fuck, go do 2 hours on the bike and then an hour run. Like, that sucks, But like I said, this is the day that matters. You know what I mean? This is the weekends with the big bike and the big run, and hopefully a bigger swim tomorrow. That's when the real results show up. That's when it really happens, and that's when the real progress is made in my mind. These are the workouts that really matter. We've talked about the other workouts kind of being maintenance workouts, and this is where the big bucks are made. Is kind of how I like to think of it. So this week I bought gloves. So it's 41 degrees again. So I bought gloves this week, so I actually have gloves, believe it or not. So my hands will not be freezing off throughout the entire bike this time. And yet last time we ended up, while we were riding, the overall pace after all the stops and everything else was just under 15. While we were actually riding, we were hovering somewhere between 17, 18 miles an hour on average. Last week there was only 4 people in the group. And so they said usually there's more people there, and if there's more people, a lot of times they go a little bit slower than 17, 18 miles an hour while they're riding. So we'll see if we keep that pace this week. Hopefully so, because they felt really, really good last week when we were doing it. And I mean, look, if not, man, if we go a little bit slower, that's fine. I've heard that the 40-mile group does not mess around, and the 50-mile group is, they will drop you. If you're not keeping up, they will drop you. So I have to make sure I'm fully prepared before I go to that 50-mile group, because I don't want to get dropped and I'd be having to pull out my phone and be like, how do I get back home? That would suck. So this is also the last week that we'll go not making nutrition a priority. I had something to eat before the bike. I'll have something to eat after the bike and before the run, and then I'll do the run. So, but nothing that I'm actually tracking. Next week we'll start tracking nutrition. It's smart to do this throughout the entire training plan. In my mind, the shorter bikes, like a 27-mile bike, you don't really need nutrition on that bike. Obviously it's going to help you with your run. it's not live or die. You know, it's not life or death with this distance. When you get to the longer distances, it is. It will make a massive difference. So this is the last week that we're not going to be focusing on nutrition. Next week we'll be bringing gels with us, and I will be eating gels and getting carbs in every single bike after this week. We'll go over more in detail what exactly that entails whenever I actually start doing it. But just looking forward, this will be the last week. I'm not super big on the nutrition side of it. Oh, yeah, this is gonna suck, dude. This is gonna suck. But I'll try to get a video, may or may not, we'll see. And obviously we'll see you guys on the run as well. So let's go get this day over with. Let's go get it done. All right, a little over halfway. It's about exactly what we thought it was gonna be, you know. Cruising 16, 17 miles an hour, probably averaging 14 and a half from all the stops. Feeling good. It's a little chilly, but good old Gymshark hoodie keeps me warm, so good shit, team. We'll see you guys back at the house while I run. All right, bike has been finished up. Time for the 6 mile run. The bike, once again, said it was 30 miles. It was about 27. That's just what it is. I think next week I'll do the 40 just because I want to get some bigger miles in on the bike. But right now we're happy with the 27 mile bike and then a 6 mile run. A 33 day at the end of it all. That's pretty solid. So it's warmed up a little bit. It's almost like perfect for a run right now. I might even take off the jacket. It's too late. We're just gonna wear the jacket and be hot. But it's great for a run right now. Wind's not bad. It's like perfect weather for it. So hopefully we get a good run in. All right, we'll see you guys at the halfway mark. All right, almost 4 miles in. And it's a very, very similar run to last week, where first mile was a good warm-up mile. Every mile after that, taking one walk break, trying to keep it mid to low 9-minute mile on average. And there's mile 4 is 9:23, so right on pace, you know. While I'm running it to low 8-minute mile. Whew. And I have one walk break per mile that bumps it up to that 9:23. We'll talk more about it once I'm finished up, because I'm too tired and out of breath to talk right now. We'll see you at the end of this thing. All right, the run has been finished up. 6 miles done, 33 mile day, all finished. Now, honestly, that felt pretty good. I mean, for what it was, you know, I did the exact same thing as last break I did, where I took the first mile as kind of a warm-up mile. I think I look like hell right now, but we're gonna keep powering through this thing. Took the first mile as a warm-up mile, and then every mile after that, I would take one walk break, but the rest of the mile, try and run a low 8-minute mile pace, right? So somewhere around 8:10 to 8:20 minute per mile pace, and then walk once per that mile, right? And so then the average pace is just under 10-minute miles. And today it was 9:40, which is perfect. That's exactly what we want to do on race day. I think this will be the exact tactic that I use on race day, where I take the 1 mile to warm up, then one walk break per mile after that. I think that'll be the exact tactic. Once I start doing some bigger bricks and I get some 50-mile rides and 5-mile runs in and things like that, I can kind of tweak it a little bit to make sure that I have it perfect. But as of right now, this is the plan, and it's working really well. You know, it really, really is. Just so you guys can see exactly what I mean, the last 4 miles here was so consistent, and I felt really good the whole time, right? The first mile was 10:25, second mile was 10:15. I kind of went 1.5 miles warm up this time, and didn't start pushing until 1.5 miles. But after 1.5 miles, mile 3 was 9:20, mile 4 was 9:23, mile 5 was 9:23, mile 6 was 9:11. Like 9:20, 9:23, 9:23, 9:11. You know, that's awesome that I'm able to replicate that every single time and feel good while I'm doing it. So it also helps that if you have a walk break every mile, I like that, just because then my mind's not going, we have 5 miles left. No, my mind's like, hey, we have 3/4 of a mile left until our next walk break. And it just helps the mental game out quite a bit. And if you can figure out something that helps you with the mental side, that's half the battle, dude. Especially with the race as long as a half Ironman. That is seriously half the battle, is just getting the mental side down. And me and Twader, you're okay, and you figure out a way to not go insane while doing cardio for 6 or 7 straight hours. All right, we're gonna go ahead and leave it there though. I'm not even sure if I'll go over the bike today. The bike was a little bit faster than last time, but there's really not a ton to show. It's the exact same route I did last time, where I'll go ahead and throw it up real quick just so you guys can see, but it's the exact same route we did last week. 27 miles. I stopped my watch for a minute, which is why I'm like half a mile short or something like that. But, you know, hitting a bunch of those stoplights and everything really kills the pace. But the pace this week was really pretty positive while we were biking. I feel really, really good about it. I mean, we were cruising 20 and over for a fair amount of that ride today. So, yeah, so we will see you guys tomorrow, the last day of week 5 for our swim. Better today, team. Good shit. All right, I lied to you in that last video. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I did not get a swim in on Sunday. Like I said, it's currently Sunday, and I'm feeling pretty under the weather right now, so trying to rest up, get the sickness gone. I have to travel tomorrow, so I really need to get over the sickness because I need to be on the road. I'm going to be in the shop, and I want to keep getting continuous workouts in. So I'm going to sit today out, try and get feeling a little bit better, and then we'll keep hitting it after that. Even with that being the case, got 6 week workouts in this week. I feel good about it, and we are better today than we were yesterday. We'll be better tomorrow than we are today. Good shit, team.